What's up, my beautiful people? Exile451 here with yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy. Going back into AskReddit today, so let's get to it. Alright, so the AskReddit question was, Twins of Reddit, what's the most awesome deception you've pulled / funniest situation you've encountered while being a twin? Oh, and there are some pretty funny ones in here, guys. Twin here. We found a way to get around getting older. One of us tries our best to look young, shaves, keeps super clean, well-cut hair, while the other grew facial hair, dirtied up, and wore ragged clothing. Young-looking twin was on a date when old future twin runs in and yells, "What year is this?" Also, we cheated on the SATs and some other crap. Oh, that... that could be a funny prank. Well, to this day, my mother and my aunt both only pay half of one Costco membership. Identical twin checking in. In truth, it's really difficult to pull things off after you get older. You get different hair, even the color sometimes, different voices, different ways of walking, different heights even. These things sound insignificant at first, but to those who know you, they're completely obvious. That being said, in first grade, my twin and I switched places for a day and nobody knew the difference. It was a highlight of my childhood. After that, it was mostly getting kicks out of our families by switching glasses, hats, typical clothes one of us would wear. If we really wanted to, we could have switched places for our SATs, driver's licensing examination, heck, even at college if we wanted to. But by then, we were wiser and all that jazz, and our parents would have killed us. When it comes down to it, 95% of the fun of being a twin is having a best friend who thinks exactly like you. My brother and I have different opinions, tastes, and emotions, but our thought processes are identical in almost every way. We say the same things, we fight the same battles, and we always have a best friend. That's the best part. My twin and I are fraternal, but people would still ask us stupid twin questions. So, when we were about 7, we established a rule that if someone asked us to try and telepathically tell the other what we were thinking, our first answer would always be ice cream. If they wanted us to do it a second time, the answer would always be waffles. So they would make us stare at each other and then have one of us whisper to them what the other one was thinking. Then they'd have the other one say out loud what they were thinking. Not particularly impressive, but it didn't stop people giving us the classic black guy running away from a magic trick and shock response. Once in college, I met a classmate to study for a group presentation. My brother was hanging around with me when my phone rang. I took the call, and when I returned 10 minutes later, I found him hitting on my bewildered classmate. Upon seeing me, she shouted, "There's 3 of you?" 10 minutes prior. While waiting for me to return, a shy Chinese freshman approached my brother and asked how the presentation was going. Rather than correct her, he sat down at my open computer and began walking her through the slides I'd been working on, BSing through a slideshow, unaware of even what class it was for. He didn't know what to do when he ran out of slides, so he excused himself, walked around a corner, took off his jacket and glasses, and walked back. "Have you seen my twin brother?" he asked her. She said he'd gone just around the corner he'd just come from. He thanked her and followed after this missing twin. He replaced his jacket and glasses and returned. "Your brother is looking for you," she helpfully informed him. He had been out of her sight for about 30 seconds. "Forget about him," my brother told her, leaning casually against the library table. "You know, we never really get a chance to talk in class." What? She stammered uncomfortably. She and I didn't know each other at all. "You're cute. Do you have a boyfriend?" At this moment, I returned, to see her staring aghast. "There's 3 of you?" Oh, that's well played. That's funny. That's really well played. Fraternal twin. Someone asked us if we ever confuse ourselves up. Like, why would I wake up and think I am my twin? That's a good question. When my twin brother and I were in 4th grade, we traded classes for an entire week. He took all my tests for me and I took all his. We would meet at recess to plot each day out. On Friday of that week, we revealed the whole thing to our teachers who were completely clueless. The classrooms happened to be next to each other and had one of those collapsible walls in between that could open up. At the moment of revelation, the wall came down and the whole thing turned into a giant party. Later, my brother found out that I bombed all his tests and he got A's on all mine. Oh, what a... That's kind of a jerk move on your part, but that's pretty funny. Years ago, my now ex-wife went in to see her OB/GYN, and the doctor was very quiet and nervous throughout her exam. When the doctor was done, she evidently summoned her courage, took a deep breath, and said, "I don't know how to tell you this, but I saw your husband out last night at dinner, and I saw him kissing another woman." To which my wife responded, "Did she have red hair and glasses?" The OB/GYN, totally bewildered, was like, "How did you know that?" The doctor was so relieved to find out I had a twin who was married and said she'd been up all night worrying about telling her. A follow-up post from the OP here. That happens to me all the time. My girlfriend and I go to the same restaurant all the time, and we've become sorta regulars. When my brother and his girl went there, they kept getting dirty looks from the waitresses but didn't think anything of it at the time. Next time, all four of us went there and the same waitress came over and just started laughing and said she thought I was cheating on my girlfriend and that the next time she saw her, my girlfriend, she was gonna tell her I was cheating on her. Oh, gotta love those kind of sitcom misunderstandings. Identical twin here. We went to the same college and always were asked, "Hey, are you guys twins?" while out drinking at bars. So one night, I started answering, "Nope, just met this guy tonight. He's a pretty funny guy." Drunk people started believing me, running off yelling, "Holy crap, these guys look exactly alike and they just met." Or, "No way, you guys look like you could be related." I would pull that crap all the time and would somehow always fool people. Well, I mean, if you're at a bar and people are drunk, like, I can see, yeah, people aren't necessarily always thinking straight. My twin and I are deaf. We both use ASL and our signing style is different. People were able to tell us apart. He's athletic and outgoing, I'm an artistic and academic kind of person. 3 stories I can think of. 1, there was one course that I really dislike. It's really boring. So I paid my brother to go to class for 1 hour. He did. The professor was clueless, but the interpreter wasn't. The next time I went, the interpreter said, "So, I met your other half." 2, my brother was very involved with flag football. He was a coach for it. So once in a while, I've got guys asking me about the schedule and details about it. I told them that they're asking the wrong person. One day, I had decided to go along. I was in the elevator. One guy stepped in and asked me if the game was happening today. So I had to sign like my brother, because we both have different signing styles. This guy was absolutely clueless. Not only was I able to act like my brother, but I answered every one of his questions only because I remembered what my brother's plans were for that day. Last, I took a 2D design course. I really liked this professor. She was the best teacher I had in my entire college career. I wanted my brother to meet her. My brother texted me saying he was outside, and I could see him with his face against the window on the door. Then I was trying to get my professor's attention. She told me to hold on and she will be right back. She was heading to the door. She saw my brother. She was confused. She thought I had somehow teleported myself to the door. Then she laughed at the situation. "That was quite an introduction," I said. Okay, so my twin brother and I went to different high schools in different cities. Long story. So naturally, no one at my school knew I had a twin. It was nice. I wasn't known for being a twin. Just me. Anyways, so it was around Christmas time, and my English class was doing a fundraising thing to buy toys for needy kids. We raised enough money, and a group of us, including me, went to Walmart to buy the toys. After that was said and done, our teacher decided to treat us to Cece's Pizza. I called my dad to tell him where I was going to be. He tells me to have fun with my friends and will see me in a little while. Cool. Get to make some new friends and free pizza. What could go wrong? So we're all sitting down together at our table, chatting, eating, the normal biz. I'm realizing that I'm low on my drink, so I get up to go get a refill. I'm at the fountain and I look back at my table, and what do I see? My twin brother sitting at my seat and eating my pizza. And everyone is sitting there talking to him like nothing ever happened. We both have long hair and he was wearing something similar to me, black shirt and jeans, the universal metalness. None of them picked up on it. I can see across the restaurant my dad sitting at a table looking at me with the biggest crap-eating grin on his face. The jerk was still eating my pizza, so I walk back with, "What the heck, dude?" And the table goes quiet. I'll never forget the face of this one girl, although I did forget her name. She looked like she saw a ghost. She was so pale. And then someone finally breaks the ice. Oh my gosh, they're twins! So the rest of the night was spent answering twin questions. For a year, they always asked me if I was really me or if I had sent my brother over. Oh, that's that's funny. I've been a victim of identical twins. At the time, I worked in a small town with twin A. Cool guy, always talking of canoeing, hiking, mountain climbing, and crap. I knew he had a brother, but had no idea they were twins. So one day, I was on holiday in the big city where we both studied, hanging out with friends for a Halloween party. Who did I see but A? Me. Hey, no idea you were coming here. How are you? Him. Great, and etc. We talked for at least half an hour, me calling him A every 2 sentences, asking news of his girlfriend, chatting about his planned trip to do some canoe stuff in some backwater country, about his job, everything. I then went back to the city where I worked with A, and people from work didn't stop talking about their own Halloween party, how A's costume was great and all that. I told them the joke was funny, but I had been to a party on the same day, 200 kilometers away, and A hadn't even bothered with a costume. Then A started laughing like mad and said, my brother told me he had met you. Hadn't a clue who you were though. Turns out they do this all the time to their new friends. There was a time when we were younger, my whole family would hang out on the couch and watch TV. We'd usually be under a blanket, as it gets cold in Wisconsin. Anyways, we watch the TV show, and as the credits are rolling, I decide to get up and leave. I'm looking at my legs sticking out of the blanket, and I'm trying to move, but nothing happens. Now, young me assumes the worst. I've been paralyzed. I try again to move, and still nothing. I point to my legs and start yelling to my family I can't move them, and I'm genuinely freaking out. The legs I thought were mine were actually my twins. He was angled in a way where they definitely looked like mine. He got up and walked away, and I was shocked. I gave my family a quick, never mind, and decided to locate the real position of my legs. Family loves that one. Okay, that's... That's a pretty funny goof, and it's a good thing you can laugh at yourself over that. That was r/AskReddit, and if you're looking for more funny or uplifting AskReddit content, then go ahead and check out the playlist link in the description below. Now you guys go out there, have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.